Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again with another deck tech, and this one is something that I've been planning for a while, and I'm recording this, I must admit, before the set's even released, because I've been really excited about this commander. It came out, I didn't know it was coming in this set. I'd heard rumours it might be, but I wasn't 100% sure of it, and then all of a sudden it got spoiled, and I have been thinking about it. Now, the commander in question is Atraxa, Grand Unifier. Now, a couple of things before you watch any more of this video. Firstly, really sorry about the card quality for Atraxa. Best copy I could find of it, and I've had to do it into the snipping tool, enlarge it, so on and so forth. I'm not the greatest technical person in the world, but I would imagine most of you can go look up Atraxa Grand Unifier if you don't know what it is. Secondly, I am not saying this is going to be the best build of this deck, because it's something fun I wanted to build for this set. This deck that I'm going to go through today is probably going to be something around maybe a 6, maybe a 7 on a good day. It's not powerful. I am not saying this is the final build, but I'm doing this deck early because I want to get it up on the YouTube channel. And it's just one of those things I've been thinking about. It's been buzzing around in my head while I've been at work today. And since the wife was out tonight, I thought I'd record it while I was thinking about it. So, for those of you who don't know, Phyrexia All Will Be One brings back Atraxa, the Grand Unifier. Mana cost has gone up significantly. It's gone up 3 colourless mana. You still get the 4 abilities we had on the original Atraxa. So you've got the Flying, the Vigilance, the Death Touch, and the Lifelink. But you don't have the Proliferate anymore. What you have instead is kind of a interesting way of looking at the top 10 cards in your library. So you look at the top 10, which is fine. You reveal all 10 of them. And then for each card type, you may put one of those types from the revealed cards into your hand. Now, everything else goes on the bottom of your library in a random order. However, the card types they name on here are Artifact, Battle, Creature, Enchantment, Instant, Land, Planeswalker, and Sorcery. Now, we don't know what battles are. I know that, so I suspect this is going to become even better once we find out what battles are. I don't know if they're going to be in the Commander decks. I don't know if they're going to be coming later on in the year. March of the Machines, maybe, for battles. But it's there. It's a bit like if you remember the days of the original Tarmogoyf, when they hinted at Planeswalkers, everyone went mad for it. So it's the same thing. It's a little bit of a, hello, this is what's coming. Keep an eye out for this. So I decided to try and make it as even as I can to make sure that when we do cast Atraxa from the command zone, we do have a chance of getting one of each of the card types. Now, like I say, I don't think this is anywhere near the best build. It's something I've been thinking about for a while. So, and I'll show you in a second, but I'm just going to say right here, right now, obviously these cards, yeah, all of the, as I record this, you'll see the date on the screenshot of the deck list in a minute. It's the 27th of January as I record this, so I've had to do this via MTG Goldfish, so apologies for that, but hey, at least you can see the deck list. So this is what the deck list looks like. Obviously we have Atraxa at the top, that's the commander, and then I've gone down the creature route. Now, creatures are by far and away the most predominant one in the deck. There's 20 of them overall. Yeah, I'm ignoring lands before anyone says anything. There's 20 creatures. So Birds of Paradise, Kinnan, Bond Prodigy, Lonus, because these will help. Thassa's Oracle I'm counting as a kind of a win condition in this deck, because you're hopefully going to be drawing a lot of cards with Atraxa as you play Atraxa. You probably get to a point where you can actually do the whole scry thing and win the game that way. So that's why it's in there. But there's a couple of other alternate win conditions, so keep an eye out for them as we go through it. Edric's in to help us draw some cards. Eternal Witness, Lab Maniac's another one of the let's win the game this way. Uro, I've put the original Atraxa in, so I figured if you're going to play one, you might as well play the other one. So we've gone that way. Gonti, so he can nick other people's win conditions. Hostage Taker to deal with other people's win conditions and then play them on our side. Timeless Witness to back up the Eternal Witness, so anything that does get put in the graveyard, we can get it back. Chillane, just to draw the cards more than anything else, and it might be a case that you need to bounce Hostage Taker a few times, Timeless Witness, etc. I've gone with green sleeves because I just like green sleeves, and I think there's going to be a lot of people playing some of the new Planeswalkers in Commander when they come out, so that's why it's here. Massacre Girl helps us control the board, along with Demon of the Dark Schemes. Demon I've included because it's a way of killing the creatures off and then nicking them back again. You'll probably get enough energy to do it, and you probably have three mana, including one black, kicking around at some stage. But that's the reason we've got Muldrotha in the deck, so we can actually play the stuff back from our graveyards if it gets killed. Wormcoil Engine, because it's just an efficient creature in my mind, with 6 colourless mana for 6/6 with Death Touch and Lifelink, and then when it dies, it leaves things behind. It's also great if you can get it to die and bring it back with Muldrotha. However, we're hoping to stop things dying, so I've gone with Avacyn, Angel of Hope. Again, probably not the best bet in this card, but I want to play this more in a casual pool, and this is why I've gone with it. It's 8 mana you get there. Yeah, okay, it does mean everything's indestructible, which upsets your opponents, but it's all there. And the final creature I put in just for a bit of fun, Sphinx of the Steel Wind. There's a lot of red, a lot of green kicking around in the games I've been playing recently, and the games I've been playing at my local store. So this is turning up in some of my other decks as well at the moment, just so I can help control that side of things. But the first strike and lifelink and vigilance is quite nice, along with the flying. So there you go. Right. So next, we've got the Planeswalkers. I went with Kiora to draw the cards when creatures with power 4 or greater enter the battlefield, and we get to untap stuff. Do I need to say anything about Oko? Really hope I don't, but it's here. Garrick to untap the lands. Jace to give us another win condition where we get their empty library, so hence why it's here again. Freyleys to help us ramp and control some of those annoying artifacts and enchantments, so our opponents will undoubtedly be playing against us because Brothers Wall's only just gone. And then finally I've chucked in Ren and 7, mainly because I want to try and get the lands, and it's possible we can get things back from our graveyard. Be quite nice to do the -8 with this, but whether we can or not, we can't. But the +1 and get some lands and sort of help us ramp towards things is probably not the worst thing. We have got a few of the new cards in here. You'll notice there's prices missing, so bear that in mind. Obviously Atraxa has not got a price on it yet. I suspect it's going to be a lot of tickets originally, so I'll be waiting for it to come down for a little while. But we do have Black Sun's Twilight because it's a nice way of dealing with a creature that's causing you a problem and then getting something else back from your graveyard. So that's why it's here. Vamp Tutor to go and search out the things we want. Blue Sun Zenith is one of the sorceries. I've tried to split the sorceries. I think it's about 8 instants, 8 sorceries off the top of my head. But anyway, Blue Sun Zenith to go and nick something and then get a token copy of it if we get enough mana, which I'm hoping we would do. Farseek to go and find the lands we're missing. Mana Drain, control the board a little bit. Land Search. Protect us when we get there. More Land Search in route. And then Curious Herd is a fun one. I quite like this card at the moment. I've got quite into it. There are a lot, and I do mean a lot, of dockside extortionists kicking around in the meta at the moment from my point of view. And this really does punish them unless they're going to sack them all off and waste all those lovely treasure tokens they've got. Bear it in mind because you do get all those beasts and they do cause people problems. A couple of control spells in Damnation and Wrath of God. And then I've also chucked in Approach of the Second Sun, another way for us to win the game if we need to. It's in the right colours, so why not have it in? Yes, I know it's not quite the same set, but it's Approach of the Second Sun. It's always good. Emergency Powers is in, just help us shuffle everything back in if we need to. And obviously I'll try and play this in my main phase to get the extra cast off it for 7. Rise of the Dark Realms, between Wrath of God, Damnation, some of the creatures I talked about earlier. Hopefully there will be creatures in the graveyard and you can go and nick them. And the other way we're going to use to shuffle things back in is Commit to counter something and then Memory to shuffle everything back in. So this kind of splits the divide between instants and sorceries. We have got 9 artifacts in the deck. Most of them are ramps, so Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman. Just while I'm here, notice how cheap these things are. They are worth going and picking up on Commander, just so we're clear. On MTGO even. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, back up the top. I went with Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Unity, and Thought Vessel and Thoran Dynamo. So I was trying to keep it to what you could get quite happily in real life instead of going down my usual, here's Mana Vault, here's Mana Crypt, let's go with all the expensive stuff. So I've tried to keep it a bit more reasonable. Although, it's not that reasonable. Great Henge. Again, this is something I suspect a lot of, several Commander players would have picked up by now, hence why it's here. And then we go into the enchantments. We've got 10 enchantments overall, as you can see. Broker's Ascendancy, because it's a nice way to pump our creatures, and the Planeswalkers we've got. Fight Rigging to pump our creatures. Growing Rights of Imlatech. We're going to... Sorry, it doesn't really work on here, but there you go. Hopefully we'll get it to flip, but it does give us a way of finding one of our 20 creatures if we need to. Court of Bounty is nice because it lets us put the lands into play if we're not the Monarch, and we do become the Monarch. And if we're still the Monarch in our turn, we get to put a creature into play. Yeah, why not? Felidar Retreat, sort of like holds up some of the gaps that we have in the deck, where we can actually create creatures by dropping lands or pump our creatures up if we need to do the win. Guardian Project is becoming a bit of a no-brainer for me in green decks. I've tried to avoid playing it for quite some time now, but yeah, there is no other creature with the same name that ever gets played in Commander, so it's basically 4 mana, start playing some creatures and you get 3 card draws off it. The best I've done so far while Guardian Project's in play is 10 extra cards off it, so yeah, that's pretty good. Mirari's Wake pumps our creatures up and makes us cast things a little bit easier by doubling all the mana. Revelant Riches is another win condition. We do have ways of killing our opponent's creatures. We've got big things. We've got Massacre Kill, Demon of Dark Schemes, the Wrath Effect, so on and so forth. And if we can get the 10 treasures and win the game that way, fine by me. I'll happily win that way. Fable of Wolf and Owl is quite interesting. A lot of the cards we're playing are blue and green, including Atraxa. And if you play a blue-green spell, you do get the wolf and you do get the bird. So you are ramping your creatures up, which for things like having growing rights of growing rights, I can never say the actual name of it, so apologies. Really does pump that up really quickly, so it is quite nice, hence why it's here. This is one of the expensive cards I find in real life, by the way, just so we're clear. And the final enchantment in the deck, Primeval Bounty. Creature spell gives us another creature. A non-creature spell gives us some nice +1/+1 counters. And this has been errated now on MTGO. This one's showing the card version. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, gain 3 life, it now says landfall if you're playing on MTGO. And I think if you go through the errata file for all Magic cards, it does say it on there now. But yeah, obviously this one's not been updated on here. As for the lands, all the lands you can imagine that produce all the manas apart from red. We do have Command Tower in. I have gone with the Exotic Orchard because we are playing 4 out of the 5 colours, so we'll hopefully be able to tap this for one of the colours we're missing due to our opponents. Fabled Passage, Field of the Dead, they're all here. We also have a little bit further down Reliquary Tower, as you can imagine, for this deck, just so we can make sure that we can keep all the cards we're drawing off Atraxa. And that's really it. I've chucked in all the triomes I own. They're in the right colours, so they're here. But again, MTGO wise, not sure how much Blue Sun's Zenith, Black Sun's Twilight's going to be, or Atraxa, the actual card itself, is going to be yet. My best guesses at the moment, Atraxa when it comes out is probably going to hit double figures and then drop. Same with these two, they'll drop down. I think the original Blue Suns and Black Suns cards are around about, they're under a ticket each, if I remember correctly at the moment. Tabletop is a little bit expensive as things stand, just to switch over the prices, because the Great Henge, you can drop this out if you don't want it. Thassa's Oracle, Atraxa, the original one, is ridiculous. I mean, just dropping the Great Henge and Atraxa chucks $100 off this in the first place. Likewise, Avacyn's Angel of Hope, they've picked up a random copy. I don't know how much this is in real life at the moment, but it's another one you can drop out if you need to. Vampiric Tutor again can easily be replaced by another card draw spell if you want it. Damnation, Wrath of God, they're kind of standard now. And then obviously the lands, a lot of the dual lands, a lot of the triumphs are quite expensive at the moment. But yeah, you can make it cheaper if you try. I mean, one thing I do like about this is saying Atraxa is going to be about $16 on a pre-order at the moment. Black Sun Zenith under $1. Blue Sun Zenith, Blue Sun's Twilight, sorry, about $2.50, I'm guessing. So it's not looking too sad at the moment. But like I say, this is my take on it. I'm not saying it's the best one ever, and obviously mine gets played on here, which is why I have the ticket prices. So that's it really. That is my little take on Atraxa. Sorry, see, look, it's shrunk again now. Let me know what you think, what you're doing with Atraxa. Let me know in the comments down below. I really do hit the like and subscribe button at this stage. This may have thrown the order out some of the other videos that are coming up this week, but I wanted to get it out early, so hopefully you've enjoyed watching this. Like I say, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I am going to be covering some more of the Phyrexia Orb-1 legendary creatures over the next few weeks, so keep your eye out for them. Make sure you've got the subscribe button. But thanks for sticking with me today. Sorry about the poor picture qualities, and hopefully, come and see me on Twitch. If you want to see me playing this when I've picked one up on MTGO, and I'll play this deck more or less exactly how it is. So thanks for coming and watching. I'll see you soon. Take care. I'm out of here. Bye.